my point is tren is a different category. I always say, I'm like, you know how they're like, this is on blah blah blah, like this is the best machine gun. This machine gun's like a machine gun on steroids. And then they're like, yeah. I'm like,
I
you ever wonder
man.
whatever happened? Have you ever wondered what happens when steroids take steroids? And they're like, what?
Right.
I'm like, steroids on steroids.
Right.
They're like, okay, what's steroids on steroids? Tren.
I got you.
Tren is steroids on steroids.
Trenbolone.
I agree.
Trenbolone is the greatest hormone that ever was or will be.
That's a little much.
Does it?
Well, hello there. Welcome, everyone. This is Gonzo Herrero, your friendly neighborhood podcast nerd biohacking person with my friends. And I have a bunch of friends today, which is awesome. So we're going to try this. Hopefully the audience will enjoy all the varied points of view. I've got Mr. Molecular over here. Smartest autistic person I know. Is that right?
Yeah. I don't know about smartest, but
we're all
autistic.
spicy brained here. So, you know, we all got something. Josh, of course, the Uber troll, master of all trollery online. I've got Chris. Chris, I've yet to figure out an intro for you, so we'll figure it out.
Primo, so he half sucks.
Yeah.
I don't even use Primo anymore. It's still a part of the name though.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a good last name. It's just I'm a
man,
hater.
it's fun.
Don't let
As
your
long as I've
compounds
used it
define your
before, I'm allowed to
personality, man.
have it as my name.
And
No,
last
no,
but
that's
certainly not least,
It's definitely what everybody starts with.
Mr. the Reverend, the Master, the man, the main man, Mr. Todd Lee. Welcome,
What's
everybody. All right,
Oh.
so let's get this started. I think Josh has some nerdy shit for us to start considering and playing with, so
That's right.
lay it on us. Let's go.
All right, so we're going to start with one neurotropic or sleep aid or one thing we can't live without. Just
Ooh.
one. I'm going to go with caffeine.
For sleep.
Well, sleep or awakeness. Basically, what's best for your brain. Neurotropic, a peptide, anything you like for your brain. What's your number one brand?
Shit.
I was going to say caffeine too. Damn.
Winner.
Yeah. The caffeine is good.
Caffeine
and
is
that you
off
can
the
live
board.
without that I love.
I ask the questions. That's why I have the best answers.
I don't know. Trazodone to sleep is for me
Trazodone
like
to sleep?
game changing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Trazodone.
I like
Trazodone low. You know, it just works really well. I have problems always with a little bit of anxiety and my brain winding down at night, and Trazodone seems to help beautifully with that, to like help me get there. So, what about you guys? What we got?
I'm going to go with lemborexant for sure.
Oh,
That's
okay. Not familiar.
Yeah. The sleep drug, the orexin receptor antagonist. Yeah, that stuff works really, really well for sleep. It's absolutely a game changer and non-habit forming.
I was
What
going to
is
say
it?
non-habit forming.
What is it?
Lemborexant.
Lemborexant. Oh, you'll love this one. Dave Vigo. It's a great one. I'm getting some now, but I'll let you know what works for me because, like, you know, I used to have sleep problems, and then
Well, I want to try it.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna want to try it.
It's
Yeah,
How do
you
I
gotta
try
try
it?
it, Todd. It's a game changer. A lot of people like the mechanism by which like tren, makes you, kind of wired and awake is through orexin. And so you can take that and simultaneously use a substantial amount of tren and still sleep. It works really
All
well.
right, so let me back this up. So the hypothesis is that tren causes a compounded decrease in your brain called orexin.
Mhm.
And then if you
Increase in
just-
orexin.
Wait,
Which is
it causes an increase in orexin, and this is like an orexin, like catabolizer. It breaks down the orexin.
It just blocks the receptor in your brain. It's an
What do we
antagonist.
need? But what else is that receptor used for?
I think
Like,
it's
what's-
mostly just to induce like REM sleep specifically. Chris, do you have
Yeah,
you
it's-
might know.
So orexin is a neuropeptide involved in wakefulness.
Okay.
It's one of the main mechanisms thought to be behind modafinil, the way that modafinil increases
Oh.
wakefulness.
But it doesn't bind orexin directly. Modafinil doesn't bind orexin directly. It's downstream from like D2, I think. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Modafinil is kind of like a little bit hard to, like, it's not fully understood how it works, but that's one of the ways. But it's basically just wakefulness. Like, it's the way that your body regulates being awake or asleep. But lemborexant, like, it's honestly one of my, like, I don't go a day without just because it guarantees good sleep every time, pretty much.
All right, Can I
And
back
REM
you up?
sleep, too.
Can I back this up a little bit? So
Yeah.
if Seroquel is taken for sleep, even though it's an antipsychotic, because it's a D2 inhibitor, then this would
Mhm.
work kind of in that same way. That
Yeah,
the
but downstream you don't have to
modafinil
touch. Yeah.
causes an increase in the D2.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that would cancel that out per se. And so this
Yeah.
is a completely different pathway. The orexin is the primary. And so what's the name of this compound again?
Lemborexant. It's called
Le-
Vigo. It's not a generic drug yet, so you got to buy it.
research compound. Okay. So
Okay.
it's basically all right. So it breaks down this.
No, it's not a
orexin
research
stuff.
compound. It's
No,
it's
keep it
literally
out,
like it just came out a few years ago, so it's not off patent yet. You can't get it like
Oh,
generic.
it's a real
It's
drug.
sort of expensive.
Okay,
Yeah,
in
exactly.
I
the
gotcha.
U.S., it's stupidly expensive, but other countries, you
Mhm.
can. It's not as expensive.
Todd, I'll hook you up with a place to get it after this if you want.
All right, thank you.
Add me to that list, brother.
All right, so modafinil and lemborexant go well together if you're a modafinil user.
Oh, by the way, if you take modafinil and you take lemborexant, the lemborexant will always win. It's pretty unbelievable.
Which means the lemborexant would always beat out tren. So there's no
Yeah,
limit on
pretty
the
much,
amount of
yeah.
tren you could use.
There's no limit on the amount of trend you can use. Yeah.
Go on.
Todd, where are you going? What are you doing?
Well, I stopped doing a gram because I didn't like that many shots or how much craps. That's why I switched over
Well,
to E.
you also were using the bullshit acetate. If you use an ethate, it's a world of difference.
I
'cause it
wanted to be
builds
able to
up
get
in your
out of it
system.
just in case, but I seem to be okay with acetate like 100%. So I'm over on
Yeah.
the Nanthate now, and we'll see.
Yeah, if I ever go back to the devil's nectar, I'm still sticking to acetate, Todd. I'm too much of a chicken. I'm too much of a chicken.
Well, I
doesn't
think
make
the
any
acetate
sense.
is what's going to give you like stomach problems if you have stomach problems. I don't have any fucking problems. I don't know what the
No.
fuck's going on.
Is that a thing? Like the acetate ester actually affects stomach acidity, or
Well,
how
I
does that
I think
work?
it's more
It's-
prostaglandin
it's-
response, right, Todd?
Right.
It's histamine or something. It's
Right.
the histamine goes up, I guess, more with tren than with other things, probably because of the enormous spike from the fucking acetate. Whereas
Mhm.
I've never had any problems with digestion on tren and acetate compared to other anabolics. But I never
Yeah,
use
I
short
always
esters.
yeah, I always take fexofenadine when I'm on tren. That seems to help quite a bit because I get
Which
itchy
ones?
on tren sometimes.
I have
Yeah.
like 5 different antihistamines anyway.
Yeah, you should go through that
Yeah.
list. It's an impressive list. It's like, wow, man.
It is.
Wait, what are you taking, Todd?
He's like a histamine gangbanger is what he's doing. Go ahead.
I don't even fucking remember. So it's Sertazine, loratadine, Benadryl,
Loratadine.
the Hesperidine, I think it is. It's like
Okay.
Hesperidine or something like shit. And then Allegra. That's
You take
the
all
main
these at
one.
once?
No, I take them all at once
Oh.
before bed. And then I
Oh,
take
okay, yeah.
Seroquel, trazodone, magnesium, and 50 milligrams of melatonin with it.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, so if
Yeah,
I can take something
lemborexant
else and actually
help
will
that.
be even
Yeah, I'm
stronger,
hoping
then
you
I
use
can
lemborexant and be
I
done
can
with it.
pull the Seroquel out because
You
the
prefer the
Seroquel-
lemborexant. Some people get like weird dreams on it for the few like first weeks, and then I've seen people also like a few of my clients have had like night terrors on it because it like puts you into REM sleep really really aggressively.
Oh wow.
But
I'll
like
just set up a
most people don't
camera.
have that problem. Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
that! I'll put a camera with night vision. We'll catch it on film.
It's gonna be what's that movie where it's like
Paranormal activity.
paranormal.
yeah, it's gonna be like
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity with Todd. Yeah.
That'd be fucking crazy.
That'd be
too.
fucking cool.
I mean, shit. I already don't need like help with like weird dreams.
Yeah,
the weirdest dreams ever.
Looks
Like
like acid's a lot of fun. I did some last Halloween.
It opens up the warp so that you can actually access it from your mind when you're sleeping and actually
Oh,
project.
that reminds me.
And that's
Critical
what your
Drinker-
dreams are.
Critical Drinker's into Warhammer. He's doing the Horus Heresy. He's 26 books in. He's almost finished.
Oh shit!
Jesus, that's awesome.
26 books.
Yeah, but
now,
it's just the
I-
main 26, not the whole 64.
I bought a Will Jordan book. I can't get through it though.
Yeah, they're all like spy crap. I don't like spy crap.
I like spy crap too. It's just I don't know. I don't know who the characters are, and they're jumping around so fast.
Hmm.
But the show, you can see their faces. It's easier.
Yeah.
Spies by book is pretty hard.
Yeah.
Chris, you got
Ian
a
Fleming.
favorite compound?
I
We
mean, I
skipped
guess
you, I
right now
realized.
that we're talking about like antihistamines, I'm starting titrating mirtazapine,
Huh.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
which
Receptors was a good.
has been. I am like a tezofenzine fanboy as well. It just makes me feel really good.
Oh God.
People feel some type of way about it, but mirtazapine has been totally killing any insomnia, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
tezopenzene totally kills any appetite. Like it's kind of like they cancel out each other's downsides.
Why
No
don't you
way.
just take a GLP instead of the
How's
testo?
your
Do you just do
appetite?
better on it?
Oh, I take the tezo mostly for mood because it just makes me feel really good.
Okay.
I also take Retta. I'm just doing
Okay.
1
Okay.
milligram a week right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, like mirtazapine is when you give somebody if you want to increase their appetite and deal with like depression shit. So that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it blocks like the specific serotonin receptor subtype that's responsible for insomnia. Same thing as trazodone, it blocks 5-HT2A, but also 5-HT2C, which is like when you agonize it, it's like pro-anxiogenic, pro-depressive. So it's sort of it disinhibits when you antagonize it, dopamine release and in the prefrontal cortex. So that's basically like top-down control, like motivation. So it
All right,
basically
I'm so
cancels out
lost.
like the
You-
worst.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
me
I'm
too.
so lost. All right, okay. Trazodone binds to what?
The
5-HT2A.
serotonin, 5-HT2A, which is
And
necessary.
you're saying that does or doesn't affect dopamine in the prefrontal cortex?
No, so 5-HT2A.
That's the sleep one.
Yeah. So 5-HT2A is if you have it activated, you can't sleep. Like that's basically why psychedelics, like you can't sleep
So
on them. Or
that's why
serotonergic agents like MAO inhibitors.
What about
5-HT2C.
hold on. Does THC act any way on that indirectly?
I am
Wouldn't
not
be
100%
surprised.
sure. I'm not 100% sure actually. I haven't really looked too deep into THC. I just am not really a fan of it. I haven't
All right,
used it in a long
interesting.
time.
Well, because
Um,
so serotonin is upregulated by LSD and causes hallucinations, right? But it
Yeah.
also keeps you awake.
So the
THC causes hallucinations if the dosage gets high enough, but it's supposed to make you sleep unless you take too much, then it keeps you awake. So I'm interested in whether or not we've overflooded some serotonin system at some point, and that's what's causing the hallucinations and the lack of sleep. That if you could divorce THC plus trazodone, then would sound like you could go crazy with hallucinations and go to sleep.
well, so that's the thing though. This specific serotonin receptor subtype is the exact one that's also responsible for the hallucinogenic effect of psychedelics.
So you
So
said
if you take
trazodone
trazodone,
blocks the
it'll stop. Yeah.
block the
It'll cancel it
hallucinogens.
out.
All right.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if
So-
you're having like a really bad trip, you can take a bunch of trazodone and it'll stop it immediately.
Exactly.
That's
And then
your,
what's
that's
that-
your
Look it up.
exit.
And
Okay.
then the B and the C receptors are anxiolytics, is what you're saying?
So the 5-HT2C receptor is like pretty much every drug that antagonizes one also antagonizes the other, like the 5-HT2A and 5-HT2C.
Okay.
5-HT2C, when you antagonize it, it disinhibits dopamine in the prefrontal cortex.
So
and is
so
basically-
disinhibits is super confusing. It activates dopamine in the prefrontal cortex.
Yes, it
Right, okay.
basically removes, like, pharmacologically, because we're antagonizing it, we're removing the brake on dopamine.
I know what disinhibit is, but I want to make sure that
I
the
love how
audience
Todd knows all of this stuff, but he's breaking it down for the people listening.
Yeah, but
No,
it's
this
a
is
negative,
good for
a
normal
negative
people like
time-
me. This is good.
negative 1 times negative 1 equals 1. So a disinhibitor is an activator indirectly.
You're thinking about it correctly, yes.
Yeah.
But that's what mirtazapine does, which is basically
I
thought
want to
to be
back that up one
responsible-
more step, though.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is if you block the receptor 2A, then you're going to be blocking receptor 2C also. And thus
For the
we're going
most
to be activating dopamine in the brain, which would make you stay awake.
No. It's
No.
not so simple. Like you can have, like there are some like drugs prescribed for like restless leg syndrome that are dopamine agonists and they can actually support sleep. Like it's not like
Okay.
dopamine is in itself is like a pro.
But I am
Wakefulness.
correct in understanding that by taking trazodone, we're getting an increase in dopamine in the prefrontal cortex.
Yes.
Interesting. And then what's the B do?
The B,
Serotonin B.
just because I haven't really messed with too many
It's okay.
drugs that
If you don't know,
act on that,
it's
I don't
cool.
know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
asking you. That's what it's
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Yeah,
but-
we're all learning together here.
Yeah, exactly.
The
We're
serotonin
sharing-
receptors are the most complicated group of receptors,
Right.
because they all do different things and they're named really weirdly. So it's hard to like keep them straight in your head. Because with like dopamine, it's like D and GABA, you have the A's and the B's. It's like but with serotonin receptors, it's like this 2A/B, like, you know, kind of mess.
There's subtypes, and then the subtypes of categories of subtypes.
We'll
Just
call it
like death
outside the
metal.
scope of the conversation.
Right, that is. But it's a fine line because we're talking about what are our favorite brain drugs.
Favorite brain drugs. All right. So we have trazodone for sleep from Gonzo, lemborexant for sleep from Sean the Lecturer, mirtazapine from Chris Primo. I said caffeine. And Todd Lee, do you have something?
No.
I mean, his combination of antihistamines.
I mean, it could be modafinil. It could just be.
I don't. You
what
know,
about like an activity that you think is best for your brain and health?
like
meditation.
I don't think taking drugs are good for brain health. I think sleep is probably the best thing you can do for brain health. So I guess my best brain health drug would be a CPAP.
That's a good answer.
I like it. Yeah.
Oxygen.
Oxygen
is the best thing you can get for your brain.
We're gonna go with CPAP. All right. See, here we go.
But do you think everyone?
Almost everyone, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Todd, do you think everyone, once they get big enough, needs a CPAP? Because that's something I've kind of heard, like some bodybuilders talk about.
I don't think there's a reasonable reason not to use a CPAP if you're having a 16-inch neck. Like, well, as soon as you're legally allowed to get a free CPAP, go get one.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it.
It either works or it doesn't, but it's fucking free. So, like, just go get it once your neck hits 16 inches.
I mean, that's why people are walking around with hematocrits that are, like, untenable. It's because they have sleep apnea. They don't know it.
I don't have a problem with it. All these people are like, oh, like, they got the craziest fucking blood work. And you're just like, you're just not living your life right, bro. I'm like twice your age and on 5 times the gear. You're not living your life right. There's no other explanation for this.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will say,
really
like,
live their life right, you know?
And
I try to.
So every time I go past a certain weight, I start snoring for sure. So it must be what you're saying, Todd. Like, as you get a little bigger, like whenever I go past 205, I can tell because my wife in the morning is like, dude, you are fucking horrible. And it's without fail. And I literally will drop the weight 2 or 3 pounds and stop snoring. Weird as fuck. But hey,
that sounds like obstructive sleep apnea. What are you talking about?
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, you can just record yourself sleeping and kind of know if you have sleep apnea. You don't need to do a whole sleep study. Like if you're choking while you're sleeping,
you need
just,
to.
You know,
what I do
to
is
get the CPAP. But
I do the opposite. I pick out which machine I want. I go to the manufacturer and buy it, and then they won't send it to me without a script. But they have a third-party company that'll write you a script for $100.
Oh, really?
So you just go to that.
Lofta, that's pretty good. Yeah,
just go to Lofta, buy the $1,100 machine, and then they get you a script for $100. No insurance companies, no permission slip, no Nancy, what do you call it, controlling government. You just buy the fucking product. You pay $100 to check the legal loophole box, and you're good to go. Put it on your face and sleep.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I thought you had to get them on eBay. I was the under.
You could get them on eBay too. Get them on eBay, but then you got to set them yourself, and I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, and then you're, potentially getting someone's, nasty germs on you too. So,
I mean, 50-50. If you've ever went on if you go down on a girl, you're getting nasty germs all over your face. I mean, it's like you bleach, you stick the thing in bleach.
Yeah.
If it can kill DNA,
you stick your face in bleach, or you
not
the girl,
not the girl. The CPAP mask. You can buy a new mask.
You're supposed to clean those with white vinegar or distilled vinegar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What I say, bleach. Yeah, do that.
Bleach. I mean, bleach would work, but you would definitely want to nullify it quite a bit.
Todd, I had this vision of you like dipping a woman in bleach.
Yeah, I was saying like her face or her body. Like,
here you go.
No, dude, maybe chocolate, not bleach.
Oh, there you go. That's a better approach.
Yeah.
All right. So what else you got for us, Josh? Any other?
Let's see. We did the Nootropic one.
Uh-huh.
We have gear ancillaries. Anyone have any gear ancillaries they like? Fish oil, anything crazy, fun like that?
Gear ancillaries.
Gear ancillaries.
I did Tell Me Sartin. Sean did Corindia. Gonzo
Tell Me Sartin's a great choice.
I'm a big Corindia fan.
Corindia. What is that?
What's Corindia?
I've never heard of that.
What is Corindia? I feel like I'm in the wrong room here.
Hey, we bonded over Fernando Rome, so
Yeah. compound.
And Josh, you knew about finerenone before I
because
told
I thought
you
my
about
friend
it.
Mike was going to kill his fucking kidneys, so I looked into it and called a few fucking doctors.
I was very impressed you had that on your
when you told me that you take it prophylactically, I was like, oh, tell me why, because I haven't done much research on the people stuff for steroids for a long time.
Yeah,
for sure. Huh. Okay. All right. So what else we got? Anything else?
I would say it's the ancillary question, right?
Yeah, if you have anything.
I would say equal. Equal is like it's a selective estrogen receptor beta agonist, which is like all the good parts of estrogen without all the shitty parts of estrogen.
Can you spell that?
I already put it. I put it in my anti-estrogen for men. It should be done in like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's in it?
It's the equal and then the more traditional stuff. It's got 3 of the anti-estrogens. It's got some dim to clear. It's got the D-glucuronidate in there.
D-glucarate.
Yeah.
I
think it's got some other stuff in there.
Probably salt, palmetto, and all that other crap. No,
I didn't put that in there. No.
Okay.
No, not in the anti-estrogen.
Yeah, that's like a DHT.
Oh, I know, but I mean, you want to cut it up now.
Well, that's the cool thing. The equal does that. The equal brings the DH down a little bit to offset the amount that it's going to go up because you've cut down on the aromatase. The equal is
Chris,
perfect.
you want to talk about that equal like sequestering DHT thing? It's really cool. It's one of the coolest things that you ever told me.
Equal, it sort of works in a similar way that you could think of like SHBG in tissues. It basically forms a complex with free DHT, and that makes DHT inactivated. Like it's then excreted as an equal DHT complex. Which and it's more tissue selective too, because they found like in prostate models that it decreases the size of the prostate more than it decreases the serum DHT. So
you have to put the equal up your ass, or what?
Let's go.
No,
what's the deal there?
It's that means I think it's also the estrogenic estrogen receptor beta agonism opposing the androgen.
Alpha?
Yeah. Well, because the
Or
ERP
the
does that too,
DHT.
right, Todd?
Well, I thought it was more complicated than that. I thought it was estrogen binds to an SHBG complex, and the SHBG molecule then binds to the prostate, and that's what stimulates cancer growth by upregulating receptivity to the DHT. So that if the estrogen didn't bind to the SHBG complex, we wouldn't have the amplification through the DHT, especially if we've agglutinated and chelated out the DHT.
Yeah,
there's also receptor squelching too that can happen when you agonize ERB. It steals the coactivators from AR, so you get less AR signaling. It's probably
that's
too
good.
much.
That's what I was referring to. Right?
PRCS, or I forget what the exact coactivators are like, but they're people think you just agonize the something agonizes the receptor and that is that, but it's protein expression has to happen, and you need coactivators to make that protein expression work, and if estrogen receptor beta is hogging the coactivators, then you get less signaling at AR too. So maybe that's some of it too. I don't know.
And I mean, this is something you were telling me, Todd, like it's kind of like a seesaw, like more estrogen activation means like less androgen activation, and vice versa.
And vice versa. Yeah, that's part of the reason. That's squelching, receptor squelching happening too. I mean, that's a big. They all share the same coactivators because they're all evolved from the same like ancestral protein, right?
It's the response element and the response act, and then the MAP complex and all that shit, and they all bind together and bind to the DNA as a group without the part. I forget about that shit, and I never thought of it as being a finite resource. Another thing you guys might realize this. The microtubule, it's not like shit just floats around in the cell like a lava lamp. The microtubules transport shit, if I'm not mistaken, so that it's kind of like a rail system. And that everything gets moved around on the microtubules by little arms that walk it. And then it deposited where it's supposed to go. And we just don't know how the fuck they route stuff. Like, how does it know where to go? And so we assumed it was just shit just floated around inside the cell and bumped into each other until it bound correctly. But no, it's like shit gets sent like right on the signal to it. And then this gets sent on the signal to that.
That's fucking wild.
There's so much stuff that people don't understand yet, like how enzymatic reactions actually happen, like at a quantum level. No one knows. It's like a black box. It's
because it doesn't make any sense why there's a huge steep concentration gradient and this completely bizarre ass protein the size of a spaceship eats your fucking molecule, and then all of a sudden the concentration gradient goes down by a factor of 100, and it becomes 100 times less energy for it to change shape and become something else. It's crazy.
So can you explain concentration gradient real quick?
Okay, so the idea is, let's say you have one chick at a party, all right? And there's two guys at a party. The probability that girl is going to get action is pretty high.
Right.
But the probability that the dudes are going to get action is
Possibly
really
200%
high.
for her.
Yeah.
But if we have 200 guys in that party, then the chances she's not going to get action is nil. But the chances that any individual dude getting that action is going to be pretty nil.
Right.
So most of those molecules bouncing around inside the cell are not going to get any action. But that receptor is going to get beat the fuck up. Like,
all holes blown out.
Yeah, that is going to be knocking the bottom out the entire party.
Airtight.
If
So
that's concentration gradient.
Scientific.
Well, we're talking about receptors.
Yes, guys, don't be dirty.
The men inside the party are the concentration gradient, or
right, exactly. As the concentration increases, the likelihood of binding of the penis to the vagina increases dramatically per minute. The amount of dick in pussy is just going to be through the roof the more dudes you shove in that party. Assuming there was only alcohol and no morals, that we had just sheer animalistic thing, because there's no morals inside the cell. The receptor don't give a fuck. The receptor's there to get some ligand action.
I'm gonna get so banned by YouTube.
Todd, I need to get you to write analogies for my videos.
Yes, you do. Yes,
Todd is fucking amazing at this, for sure.
Yeah, that was off the dome too, huh? Or was that? Did you have that already?
No.
I've had
it
No.
I've had to pull vampire sex, a vampire being 200 plus years older than like a minor child he was having sex with from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, that's how deep he goes with this stuff. It's great.
Yeah. No. Okay. Now that you brought up something from a banned episode and get this episode,
that wasn't a banned episode. That was a legal episode.
I have to explain this. I merely pointed out the irony that in Lolita, the girl's 14 and the dude's 42, and this is bad. But in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she's 15 and he's 180, and that shit's totally cool because he looks hot.
Yeah. He's
That's
not a
it.
creepy college professor.
That was my only point.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you should bang.
He wasn't in favor of the
if you're a vampire. I'm not saying go for
He's
teenagers if you're a vampire. I'm just saying the irony is when it's Angel, not the dude in Lolita, it's okay. Yeah. And then we did it again with Twilight. And then it was again with the Stephanie May's books. And it's just a constant recurring theme. Of teenage girl, vampire, totally cool. Teenage girl, 19-year-old boy, pedophile, cut his dick off. Strange. Okay.
There is, just so you guys know, Chris and Molecular, just so you guys know, there is a banned Geeked and Jacked episode that never made it to the air or to YouTube because we realized as we were recording that it had literally every possible thing that you could misinterpret. There wasn't anything bad in context. No. But if you took it out of context,
clipped it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right, so let's go on to something else. All right, young guys, vampire penis, warmer than human penis or colder than human penis?
It depends on how recently they fed.
Or vagina, whichever.
It depends on how recently she fed.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else have logic? All right.
And some vampires are known to be able to mimic those processes and control that. So,
well, if we're talking about
just so you know.
Vampire the Masquerade specifically,
Yep.
anyone with humanity can do it, depending on. But if you're not inhuman, like you're in the Sabbat, no, forget about
Yeah, you
it.
can't do it.
So
Not
so
really.
for a vampire, does blood affect like RAS and angiotensin? Like, what's the deal there? Are
They
we
don't have its-
vasodilating when we've had blood?
No, it's in that game. It's magical. It's a curse by God.
I know,
There's
but if
no
you had
science.
do we have a mechanism here? That's the
I
real
like to
question.
think that they have like a non-vessel related system, like a grasshopper, and just the blood just kind of flows around inside the
It's
body.
more like a sponge. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it's
Starfish
definitely different.
sponge type shit going on.
You know,
here.
if you don't have
They're
vessels,
not-
they can't break down, so you're good to go.
Remember,
Yeah.
they're cursed. This isn't like a zombie movie where you have to have some type of scientific. No, this is magic. There's no science to it at all.
Yeah, same as werewolves. Think about it. Like the
There's-
law of conservation of energy or whatever makes it impossible for a werewolf to exist. Because how are you going to gain 500 pounds of
A boy
muscle?
can dream.
You know?
Yeah, they actually addressed this poorly in Attack on Titan, but better in the Stephen King Dark Tower series. I believe it's book 6 or 7, where there's a were spider, a dog that turns into a were spider, and then he'd need to eat so many calories after the transformation.
That's fucking
Yep.
horrible.
Yeah.
It was a dog
Just to
that turned
maintain
into
it.
a were spider. It was just an interesting character.
I love it when do shit like that in books and stories, even like superhero shit, like the Flash having to like smash pizza like every couple hours just to survive.
Oh, you know who the coolest Flash is? It's the Alex Ross universe. It's Jay Garrick. He never stops. He just runs around the city saving lives, and that's all he does his whole time.
Really?
No one ever
Never
sees him. They
stops.
just know there's a Flash that just saves lives, and it's the best character ever.
I haven't read that version. But
It's beautiful
I
art.
do remember when they did Wally West, when they powered him down in the 90s, you know, because Flash used to be like faster than the speed of light on this crazy shit.
Yeah, he's beyond
But
time.
but Wally West was limited to a speed of sound. That was as fast as he could go. But he
What
still
a
had the
douche.
crazy metabolism and had to like hide it from his friends that he was like eating like, 50,000 calories a day just to keep his weight, and live. Anyway, fun shit. All righty. What else we got, guys? Anyone watch House of the Dragon this week?
Yeah,
I saw
I
the first
watched.
episode, not the second one. No, I saw the first two. Yeah.
I saw the first
Okay.
2.
So everyone's up to speed?
Anybody? Chris Primo?
I've not even seen it at all.
Never
Oh,
seen
you
it.
should check
What?
it out.
So,
What?
No, I'll check it out. Yeah.
What? That's oh my god.
All right, start over.
What do you
start over.
mean?
You guys
What?
haven't seen House of the Dragon or
What?
Game of
Oh
Thrones or
my
anything,
God.
or what are we talking about? Where are we at?
I tell you what
How-
I've been doing. I've been editing this goddamn YouTube.
I don't
video
want to hear
12
fucking
hours a day for the
excuses.
last-
How many
Yeah,
episodes
so that's
of
why I'm
Game
not.
of How many episodes of Game of Thrones you watch? 0 ever?
I can't hear Todd.
No, I mean like a long time ago. I think I got through the first few seasons.
So you've seen first few seasons.
If you
Good
saw the first
God.
4 seasons
Yeah.
of Game of Thrones, you saw all you really need to see so far.
No, that's not
No,
true.
no,
100%,
no.
absolutely.
Hard
no,
no.
fucking
Hey.
bullshit.
Hey, this
Fucking
show
bullshit.
sucks, man. Don't watch this shit.
Oh, it's the
No.
best show ever. Yeah, just don't watch The Last Church either. Anyway, so like,
How many seasons are there now? Is there a
This is
lot?
their third season.
There's-
It's not
well,
good.
then, House of the Dragon is a prequel show. First of all, it's the third
So it
season.
happened. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So if you're not a fan, okay, fine, but still, holy
Yeah.
shit, boy, are you missing out. House of the Dragon
Is it good?
Awesome.
I'll watch it.
Yeah,
if it's good.
I enjoyed
It's
it.
fuck yeah,
I
it's
enjoyed it.
good. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super good.
Yeah, I'll check it out then.
And but definitely, if you haven't, do yourself a favor and check out the original show because
Well,
at least everything
it's
except the
it's
last
slower
season.
to get into.
Yeah,
It's slower. The point is House of the Dragons got dragons right out the fucking gate.
Right.
Whereas
like
Game
dragons,
of Thrones,
it's
you
good.
don't get dragons till like season 6.
Mhm.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not. It's a
It-
slower burn.
By the time you get dragons,
he
in Game
got
of
through
Thrones,
4
it's not worth watching.
seasons, didn't like it. So he isn't going to like it again the second time through. Let's hit him with something fiercer. House of the Dragon, that's going to get him right from the beginning, or it's not going to get him at all. And then
Yeah.
there's Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Even girls like that shit.
That was good. That's well written. That's a very well written show so far. This first season was phenomenal. It was really good.
Yeah, I think the
Really,
first
really
4
good.
seasons of Game of Thrones are worth seeing, and I think the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms season, I think House of Dragons is going to crash and burn, but we'll see.
I don't
think
know.
that-
I don't know.
Or
I think
continue
all-
to crash and burn.
I think trying to compare either of the other shows to Game of Thrones is unfair, and that every one of these shows is the best shit on TV compared to the crap we've been putting up with for years from everyone else.
If you're telling me I have to eat a shit sandwich or a darker shit sandwich, I'm not going to be
It's
happy
like
either way.
Wheel of Time, Rings of Power, Lick My Asshole. I'll take the Game of Thrones universe every time.
Fair, but still.
Yeah,
You know
Rings
what?
of Power was fucking terrible.
Rings of Power
man.
is so bad
Well, I
that
don't watch
even
it. I'm
the
not
worst
stupid.
episode of Game of Thrones is still better than all of the seasons of that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
Check it out, Sean.
yeah.
Give yourself do yourself
Yeah,
a
I'll
favor.
check it
man.
Have you guys seen Lord of the Rings? You guys are pretty young.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, of course, dude. Come on, dude.
Hey, listen,
How
Paul,
old?
Mr. Paul Burnett's never seen
Wait,
Rock.
Josh, how old are you? How old are you,
42.
Josh?
42.
42. Yeah, so we're like the same.
How old are you, Sean?
I'm 31.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Chris is like 12. What are you, 23, Chris?
I'm 24.
Oh,
Jesus.
I was so off. I said 23.
Yeah.
Like,
You're all
I'm
children.
Hey, you need to be
24.
Chris
I'm
barely
24.
You are
Can't rent
all
a
young
car
Yeah,
or a
summer
hotel
children.
room.
Oh, so you probably care about DHT and estrogen and all these other shit. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, I
Fill the
know.
fucking
That's what
needle.
me too.
Yeah, like,
I haven't had
Yeah,
a
I'm-
sperm since 2008. I don't give a shit.
Wait, you guys want to see the hair reveal? Look at this.
oh shit,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Is
See?
that growing?
Just
Are you
shave that
getting?
shit. Fuck it.
Wait, hold on. Did you get
Yeah.
a transplant already?
No. I'm going to go
Oh.
get it done in Thailand pretty soon, though.
Nah.
Okay.
Thailand.
Well, if
Let
you
us
have a
go.
good-looking head, you don't really need it. But
Yeah.
my head's
Oh, no,
ugly,
dude.
so
I do
need
not
the
have a good looking
transplant.
head. Brother,
Oh,
let me
okay.
tell you, my head looks really bad. I
Okay.
tried it once and I was like, oh, I cannot do this.
Okay.
You
See,
gotta
I
get
had
a
a
beard.
really ugly head, so I had to get the
Beard and
transplant.
tattoos.
Yeah. My head wasn't particularly ugly, but it's apparently my wife gave me a complex because she kept saying that I have a huge head when I was fat. Like I remember when we first dated, we walked by we were in Gatlinburg and we walked by a hat shop, and I was like, "Man, I've never tried on a cowboy hat in my life. Let me go check that out." She's like, "We're not walking in there. Your head's too fucking big. It's gonna look awful." Just like that. Just like,
Yeah.
ever
Big
since
head,
she
big
said
hat.
that,
Bad idea. Yeah.
yeah. Ever since she said that, I have like issues with the size of my my head.
Just make your shoulders bigger.
I'm working on it, bro. I'm working.
Right.
This shit takes time.
They're looking pretty big, man. impressed.
Gonzo's pretty big.
It's been improving for sure. You know, I've got a great support system of friends that have taught me what to do and how to get it done. So thank you guys.
I love that. It's like I have a good support network. It's your how you got shoulders. How you grow shoulders. I have a good support
I have
network.
good friends.
support network.
That's your
Carry on them
advice to
every day.
people. Is I have a good support network. This
Yeah.
is so funny. I would never think about that as being something contributing.
I mean, it's not wrong. Good support network, low stress.
No, it's true. It's like I just wouldn't think about it like that. It's so interesting.
That's the
I'd be
first
like,
thing
yeah,
I think about.
I do 4 sets of machine laterals twice a week. That's what I'd think. It's like, this is how I grow shoulders.
Yeah. See, you're thinking of like the actual way to do it, and I'm thinking of like how I was able to do it. You know? So it's different, and it's learning all these things constantly, man, and it changes how we train, how we do things, how we eat, all that shit.
Well, how does everybody else like to train their shoulders?
I just do
I
lateral
keep
raises
partial.
every day. That's all I do.
Yeah, every workout I have a shoulder something at some point for sure.
I
Yeah.
used to do 60, 65 side laterals, and then I do.
This is
I love how I
said
tear a
laterals.
bicep just picking up the
Yeah,
dumbbells.
you're just carrying a dumbbell.
that
If I
he
was
does-
that heavy, and I'm just like 65.
And he does laterals with it. I just pick it up, I tear a bicep.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
funny.
shit.
So this is one of them. I don't know if you can see. That one looks fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the new and
Oh,
improved
no,
one.
oh.
So why is
Ooh.
this
But I can-
crazy?
let me see.
Like that
Uh-huh.
compared to that. Is that
Oh,
Oh, it's
wild?
better.
That it's better.
Yeah.
Peak
It's
now, baby.
better. It's
Yeah.
better.
Oh, you got the good
Yeah,
tear.
that's
I
awesome.
should tear more
Congrats
often.
on
You
your
did the
tear,
other fucker, dude.
Yeah, fuck. My tear fucked my shit up.
It
Mine
climbs
looks
every day
terrible.
till we pop the left.
Like mine just looks
Wait,
bad.
Todd,
Look.
did you discover the new method here? That's fantastic.
Gonzo
Everyone's
did
gonna
it
go and
too,
try to tear their
Gonzo did
bicep.
it.
So check this. This is my normal one, right? You know, normal shape.
Uh-huh.
Look at this shit.
That's
See
far
that?
away.
Is it too far away? Okay, there's
No,
like
I
You
meant
pop
what I
that
mean is
bicep if
there's
you don't
The
get it fixed.
muscle
You just have
belly
another
is
peak.
like shorter
Yeah.
on that side.
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
It's
it
it's so much better
reattached
on that side.
in
It looks
another area.
better. It doesn't change functionality that much, but
Oh,
Yeah.
let's see.
Oh, this is something I want to
That
ask you guys about. Have you heard of
versus that.
like
Look at
gene
that difference.
therapies?
That's so much
Gene
better.
therapies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like myostatin gene therapy. Like, do you
Mhm.
think that has any potential in bodybuilding?
No.
Hmm.
If they did it, but I mean, they've been talking about it for 15 years. No one's done it.
It's like
Yeah.
Ponce de Leon's Fountain of Youth.
Yeah, I
City
mean,
of Gold.
eventually we'll find somebody who's able to knock out myostatin, and they'll just grow gross and shit, and be like, not be able to survive for long, and they got to figure out a way to make it a little bit more tailored to just the muscles you want to grow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like you'll grow every muscle, including like your heart and shit. So
Giant fucking heart. You got to
Yeah.
break your own sternum so your heart can grow big enough. Shit like
Ugh.
that.
Well, the
Yeah.
bulls survive, right, for a while.
Yeah, right.
The
For a minute.
Piedmont,
There's going to
Belgian
be a
bulls.
giant fucking mouse. Once they have this giant fuck off mouse, then we know to take this myostatin inhibitor and see what happens.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think
For-
I think they knock it out when they knock the myostatin out before it's born. So it's
Right.
it
Right.
develops like that.
That's why.
That's not going to happen
that's
if
how
you just do
genes
it to
work.
yourself. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why it's so ironic. It's like we should, it's like, yeah, that'd be cool to go back in time and then change your genes while you're in your dad's sperm. But like that, I don't know how they're gonna pull that off.
Yeah.
Like first we
yeah.
have to have time travel.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
they're coming out with like the designer babies where you can basically
Designer
do like
babies are already
fetal
out.
selection. Yeah.
oh yeah.
You can already
So
pick
That's the
that's
thing.
eye color, hair color, all that shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could pick
When does it
your kid
become
to be-
eugenics? That's the real
It's
question.
already eugenics.
Well,
I mean,
eugenics just means good genes. So I think it's ironic that they've made the word good genes a bad word.
a bad connotation. It's bad
Like,
connotation.
how are you
for
putting
sure.
a negative spin on a good genes?
We're just
Like, oh,
choosing
you're
the chosen genes for the best genes.
Yeah.
The
Superior genes.
I think
Nothing
this-
harmful there, Con.
I mean, like,
So-
Homelander came out like Homelander because he was tortured and fucking shit and made into a monster.
Also,
It's
the
not
children.
because he had powers. So I don't have a problem with giving
Well,
babies powers.
and
Just don't give
it's-
it laser eyes because it'll blow its nanny's head off.
Yeah. That's true.
It,
Fair
it's
enough.
kind of ironic too, because we're already like so past the point of what's natural. Like we already have, like vaccines, and we already have like people like have the option to choose to like abort children that might not be healthy,
Mhm.
or have like genetic defects. So it's really, and I mean, a lot of it people don't really have that much of an objection to. So it's very cultural where people draw the line, and it's not really based on anything concrete as far as I think.
Man.
I-
I wish gene therapy was a real thing, honestly, and I'm gonna bring everybody down with this, but because of my kid, if I could figure out a way
Yeah.
to remove
How would that
the
bring us
extra
down?
chromosome so that he wouldn't have Down syndrome, I would do it if I could do it in a safe way that wouldn't harm him.
That'd help you.
Because categorically, it's not that there's anything wrong of having Down syndrome, but we know that if you don't have it, your health outcomes are always better. Because it's it's as simple as that. But I always think of the Blade Runner conversation between Roy and his maker, and he keeps telling him, "Well, how come you can't extend my life?" And he's like, "We could do it this way." It's like, no, because you're already alive. You're already alive. I can change your genes right now. I could have done it before,
Mhm.
like you said, Todd.
Yeah.
But now it's too late. Now the mechanism is in motion. You can't just
Telomeres
change
have been
that.
counted.
Yeah,
It's like in this case, like too, it's like if you're out of satellite cells, it doesn't matter how much steroids you take, that muscle's not getting bigger. Maybe you have an underdeveloped muscle because there's still satellite cells you haven't recruited yet because you undertrained that your whole life, and now you can train that weak muscle correctly. But if you had an awesome body part and it's maxed out and it hasn't grown in 10 years, it's probably not getting any bigger.
yeah.
You're out of
Like
space.
you've hit your genetic limit. Yeah.
Do you Todd, do you think HGH can like accelerate you running out of stem cells? in your
I've
body
heard that you can regenerate stem cells, but it doesn't make sense how you could because that's not what the word means. You mean like, do you think that you go through them faster with GH?
Yeah, so I was talking to this guy called Ryan Rosner, who's a PhD in like molecular biology and aging, he was saying kind of, and I know you're a big proponent of HGH and like its anti-aging benefits. So I'm sort of curious your thoughts on, he said, like if one day we can figure out a way to like clone someone's stem cells and basically keep supplying them with them, that would be a way to make HGH more like guilt-free. But in its current stage, it may be like an age accelerant because it's actually burning your stem cells because they don't come back, kind of what you're saying. But I'm curious your thoughts on this.
He sounds like he just made that up.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's
I
just
mean,
like
you would have
it's
increased
like
IGF-1 expression,
yeah,
which it does
it's
tend
like-
to show like lower, what is it, higher mortality. You die quicker. But yeah, sorry, Todd.
yeah. I mean,
That
okay,
sounds
so
made up too. Yeah.
no, I mean, okay, so this is where they got that data from. Little dogs live 20 years, and big dog live 13 years. So what they did is they changed the genes so that the big dogs don't make IGF-1, and they're like, now the dogs will live 20 years. Yeah, because they're fucking small. That's the point. So like,
dogs are not having any fun being small. It's not
well,
worth
it's
living.
it is. I don't know about that, but it's just that
What's the appropriate starting dose of Tren for your dog?
IGF-1 makes you grow bigger.
Yeah.
Right.
In theory, the bigger you are, the sooner you'll die. But that's a theory. There's a correlation. It might be a 0.2, a 0.4 correlation coefficient. It's not a 1.0 correlation coefficient. It's
Well,
like
a lot of those studies where they give like rats and stuff IGF-1 or things that promote IGF-1, like those studies are in cages. So like if you are, if you're a rat and you don't really have to deal with life, beating you up, maybe there's no risk of like falling, off a curb or getting in a car crash or something. So like being a weaker organism is not an issue. But for humans, like we have to be pretty, robust, in our day-to-day life so we don't, break our hips and fall down. And
where Sean's going with this is that the improved vitality out of GH will improve outcomes of life in elderly people, and that their overall lifespan will increase because of less falls, hip breaking, and the pneumonia that is the consequence of being in the hospital.
So it's a second order effect. Okay.
Right. Second order effect, but I still don't agree that just because you're using your satellite cells up faster, you're dying younger.
Right.
It would imply you're aging faster in ways that are adaptive that you're using the GH to do, which is why you're taking it. If you don't want to grow bigger muscles, don't take superhuman fucking doses of GH. If you're trying to just live forever, take a hormone replacement dose of GH of 1 or 2 units a day. It's that these idiots are greedy and stupid. It's like they're like, I want to take GH to be Mr. Olympia, but if I do that, I'm going to die 5 years younger. I don't want to take it. It's too much of a risk. It's like, bitch, you're not Mr. Olympia. You're Mr. Nobody. You can take 2 units and be just fucking fine.
Just on that point that like you have a set number of stem cells, that's not true at all. Like your hematopoietic like stem cells, they renew and replicate.
Okay,
So
that's one line. But
you just get, over time you get DNA methylation, so you get kind of worse at making new stem cells, and they can be dysfunctional. So you'll make less or less functional ones, but you don't necessarily like, run out at some point where it's like, oh, I'm out of stem cells now, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? It's
well,
like,
the thing I'm talking about is the muscle cells. So like,
Yeah,
is there a limit on the amount of skeletal muscle stem cells? Because if so, that would imply every time you overtrain, you've burnt stem cells on rejuvenating dead cells that could have been went to supplying nuclei to existing cells to allow them to hyperplasic split and form new muscle cells. So that overtraining costs you gains at the end of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as you get older, that may be more true than it isn't, for sure. I think, if you're, maybe in your 50s, I think
But I
that'll
think
probably run out.
what I'm talking about is you've established that the hemopoietic stem cells are pluripoietic, that they're infinite. But I don't know that skeletal muscles are infinite. If we knew that, then that means that there's no such thing as overtraining. There's just under recovering.
Right. Wow, that's a really good way to put it. Yeah. Wow.
I could see that actually being more realistic. Under
I don't know. I have to look into the skeletal muscle stem cell thing. I would assume it's a similar.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun trying to overtrain myself running CK.
Now, my understanding is that although, yes, the GH helps recruit the stem cells through IGF-1 or MGF, somehow testosterone at super physiologic doses regenerates those stem cells, and it gets around the bullshit. I don't know if that's true though.
So
I also think
if we're
that's
not,
yeah. Chris?
go ahead.
No,
Okay, if we're not worried about like kind of like stem cells running out, at what point and why is HGH anti-aging or not?
This is more of a bullshit answer. Like, people are not going to like this answer.
Okay.
That as humans stop being reproductive, they serve no purpose for the purpose of reproduction.
That's right.
They
Agreed.
seem to get older and die. And
Yep.
my theory is that the reason this happens is because the GH decreases after age of 20. It goes up and up and up because you're growing until you're 20. You're getting basically 6 units a day until you're 20. Then you're getting basically 3 units a day from 20 to 40, and you're aging really slow. And then once you're out of that reproductive range, once you're 40, it just nosedives down to like 1.5 units a day, and you start aging much faster. And then
And more
after 60,
noticeably, yeah.
it's gone, and you just fall apart right after 60. So my idea is, let's stop people from just falling off that cliff at 40 and give them 2 units. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just trying to stop them from dying.
And this is
I don't
this
think
is,
2 units is going to hurt anybody.
Right.
You know, that's
this is kind of an interesting like point also. And Sean and I were discussing this as well. Like, basically, once you hit sexual maturity, your body doesn't, like, you don't exist to your biology anymore. Like, your purpose was to reach there and reproduce. Like, doesn't it make the most sense once you hit that decline to replace yourself back to young and healthy the second things start declining?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's why I think that if someone's cranking out less than a 300 IGF-1, adding in a little GH ain't gonna hurt. Let's just keep it at least at the upper limit of normal.
Yeah. And the other thing that you mentioned, that, like, you know, teenagers could produce anywhere from like 4 to 6. You know, it drives me nuts when I have younger clients that are like on 2, 3, 4 units. I'm just like, what is the point? Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Burning
Well,
it drives me nuts.
I don't think you get 100% suppression either. You know, just because you
No,
take
but I'm
2
just saying,
units,
it's like, if you're gonna take it, like, at least take more than you'd make naturally, right? Like,
I
it's
just tell them, I'm like,
silly
dude,
thing.
you're too young. We don't need to waste our money on GH yet. GH is for older dudes.
Yeah, take all the money you're going to spend on GH and just buy more fucking tests.
I think it's also something you need to check though. Like, when I was 21 and natty, my IGF-1 was 180 somehow.
Oh yeah, I agree with that too. I'm not saying ever treat blind. I'm just saying that in general, I always get blood work on people, but I always see it pretty good. I don't do nothing. If it's shit, it's shit.
Yeah. I'm just saying for people watching that, like, maybe they aren't sure, like, always check, and then maybe you can think about what you want to do after that point.
And trend drives down your serum IGF-1, generally into normal ranges.
Really?
That's something I've heard. How does that work?
Yeah,
I've not really looked into it.
We just have a theory. We just have a theory that the trend moves the IGF-1 into the muscles quicker.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense.
I've got blood work coming, Josh, on 1,600 milligrams.
Yeah, I
and
sure.
I'm pretty sure. I'm waiting on the IGF and the sensitive estradiol right now. But we'll see what it says. I think it's. I was not on any growth hormone.
While we're on the subject,
no growth hormone. Okay. Yeah.
While we're on the subject, I just sourced a bunch of Increlex. So I'm gonna I just did a deload because of this bicep tear. Once I ramp back up on my food, so I'm cranking at 4,500. I'll pull the trigger on the Increlex. The interesting thing is, in the past, I used to do a 50 to 100 IGF-1 bilaterally. It turns out the Increlex minimum dose is 4 milligrams a day.
I thought it was like 250 micrograms.
It's on the package insert. It's 4 milligrams a day. So it's 40 times what people use the research chemical. So I don't know if probably the reason why IGF-1 never worked is no one was using enough of it.
So I can talk about this directly. I used LR3 in low doses, and I've used it in high doses. I got 25 milligram vials, and I was shooting a vial a day for a while. And I'll tell you, that works. That does work. It'll make you go hypo too. I mean, it's quite strong.
All right. So in other words, you found that LR3 works and what was the actual point of maximal effect? Like, obviously the 25 is an overkill dose. But where was it actually the sweet spot?
I think like 10 was
So
kind of where
10
I started
milligrams.
noticing. Yeah.
All right. So the actual doses for IGF-1 is from 4 milligrams to 12 milligrams a day. That's how you're
and when
supposed
you
to do it.
yeah, when you consider that, like, you know, the peptide manufacturers just aren't gonna, there's gonna be a lot of deletion sequences. Even if the peptide looks pure, it might not be, as functional as a pharmaceutical product. You know, might have to run it a little higher, and that kind of lines up with, what we see with GH and I guess IGF in this case too.
So in that case, it isn't a factor of the IGF-1 on the market being bunk. It's just no one's using enough.
Everyone's using too low a dose.
Yeah.
Any co-insulin use with that?
Well, I haven't done it yet.
I was
I'm
not
gonna
using
get
it.
it.
No. I wouldn't try to. I wouldn't try to
yes,
use insulin with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
way.
already on Lantus. I take 10 in the morning and 10 at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't be a true
But you would have
experiment
some-
if
but it
I
wouldn't be any-
changed shit.
And it wouldn't be any fast acting.
No, I wouldn't fuck around with
I think
that.
that would be a recipe for a bad time.
I've done that
with
before.
IGF.
Okay. I've done that before. I've done Humalog pre-lift and IGF-1 intra-lift, but based on the amount of IGF-1 I was doing, it was pointless.
Wouldn't done shit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, did you notice anything at all on the lower doses, Todd?
I'd used it for 10 years. Never noticed a fucking thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
What
I
are
think
your-
that lines up with pretty much
10
everybody's experience with that
10
stuff.
10 years of injecting my biceps and triceps in the locker room in between sets, off and on.
Wow.
Never resulted up to 10 shots a day every day. Never did a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Completely useless because the doses were too low.
How
Bro
big are your arms?
science
And the
is
only-
worthless.
The only way to really tell is like if you start going hypo a bit. Like assuming your insulin sensitivity is good and you're not like a fat slob, if on a good amount of IGF, you should go a little hypo. You should feel it.
I mean, I'm going to be hypo all the time anyway if I don't eat the right amount. If I'm using Humalog pre-workout,
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, fair enough.
it's like this. I can't gauge that shit.
Yeah.
I don't even
So
have
we
to be
think-
on insulin to go hypo. I remember once I was blowing into a keto magic keto stick or whatever, is blowing like a 14 ketones when like 2 was ketosis. And I was eating gummy bears as I was doing it because I was on enough tren that I was in ketosis while eating gummy bears.
Well, first of all, you're never on enough. Trend.
I agree to this.
I had
love
a
I love how you
ketone meter when I was doing the trend experiment, and I was blowing like 12, 14 as well.
Okay, crazy.
yeah.
It's the corroboration. Corroboration.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was eating gummy worms too because I couldn't stomach any actual food. I was just eating carbs. It was pretty much full-time ketosis. I mean, as soon as I ate, it would just go straight to heat, basically. So
Right. Yep. You eat and you start just smoking up the car. It's like you'll be driving in the car with someone and their side of the car is clear.
Yeah.
Your half of the car is fogged up completely.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
it sounds like you
Completely.
guys get so hot you like could turn on a fucking smoke alarm. I have 3,500 calories. I had nothing, no extra heat, nothing, not really.
dude, I would have to eat my carbs in the bathtub.
Yeah, you told me.
in
I
an
was
ice
like, bro,
bath,
you
so I
should
didn't
stop.
go. Yeah, so I didn't get like a dangerously high fever on that dose.
That's
It
wild.
was brutal, man.
That's
What were
fucking
you
crazy.
on? 1,000 tren a day?
He was at 1,600, right?
1,600, yeah.
1,600, yeah.
Tren
I'm
a
on
day?
I was on a gram, so
No, per week.
yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
250 per day, or something like
Yeah,
that.
he was high.
Still a
Oh.
lot, though. A lot, hell of a lot.
The most I've ever done was 200 a day while doing 100 Winstrol a day and 40 Halo a day.
You won that
Jesus
contest.
Christ. Yeah. You win.
Jesus.
You won that contest. You won the
Yeah.
most drugs contest, if nothing else.
Well, I got first place of the North American.
Well, okay.
There you go.
Todd,
Yeah.
what did you notice on that high dose? Anything interesting?
I looked good, and I couldn't
Well,
fill
other
out.
than that.
I couldn't fill out, no matter how
Well,
much.
that's
I
what we're
ate.
talking. Yeah,
I
you just
couldn't
turn
fill
into
out.
a carb burning machine, right? Like
It was
you
a
can't.
stupid
eat
mistake.
enough.
It was a stupid
Yeah.
mistake. The week before, I was on a piddly 100 tren a day, 50 Winstrol a day,
Yeah,
and it
bitch
was
level.
working great.
Is that fat burning effect purely AR mediated, or how exactly
I don't
does
know.
that work?
I think it's insulin sensitivity mediated.
It's got to be insulin. It's got to be some thyroid working in there because I've had my
Oh,
thyroid.
the
go up and
thyroid for
down.
sure, yeah. But yeah, with that's why I always thought the reason why Tren kept you up was because of the thyroid activity, not orexin. I never heard about this orexin thing.
Well, in at least in I mean, this doesn't crossover into humans, but
Wait,
in
does
like,
Orexin have a daughter named Anne?
No,
Orexin, get it? Oh man, this is but all right.
but at least in like cows and whatnot, and cattle, like it actually downregulates thyroid, but it's so different, that it's hard to say,
That would
who knows,
explain
but-
why that guy said that. He said, "Oh, it turns down thyroid." I'm like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
I think
This is
you get
like,
more free.
have you
free
ever been on
for
Trend?
everything.
It doesn't turn down
Well,
a
no, because,
goddamn thing.
like,
It was like
the thing that you can't because the hormone systems are so different. All you can really do is like, figure out like receptor binding stuff. Like if it binds to the bovine PR, it probably binds to the human PR. It's close enough, but you
what
can't
they
like,
do
you
is
can't
completely
extrapolate any
different.
further than that with Tren in those studies. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like mechanistic extrapolation from like, specific, hormonal interactions, something you see in cows is not necessarily going to, apply to humans, right?
It's like 30%, I think. 30% of the
Yeah,
time
something
you
like
get
that, yeah.
100% of the same effect. The other 70% of the time you're getting something in between.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, but I mean, people will say like, steroids aren't, you can't lose, steroids don't necessarily burn calories like agonizing angel. It's like you haven't tried hard enough.
So my
You haven't
point
tried
is
hard
Trend is a different category. I always say, I'm like, you know how they're like, this is on blah, 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 like this is the best machine gun. This machine gun's like a machine gun on steroids. And then they're like, yeah, I'm like,
Oh, I
do you
got
ever
you on
wonder
Trend, man.
whatever happened? Have you ever wondered what happens when steroids take steroids? And they're like, what?
Right.
I'm like, steroids on steroids.
Right.
They're like, okay, what's steroids on steroids?
Hey,
Tren.
I got you.
Tren is
Yeah.
steroids on steroids.
Trenbolone,
I agree.
Trenbolone is the greatest hormone that ever was or will be.
That's a little much.
Does it
I don't know
have
if
any
it's a
place
hormone.
like
I wouldn't call it
in
a hormone.
HRT though? Like that's kind of a
No.
question, because I've heard there's some people who want it to be. Like I've seen people say like, oh, it makes me feel so good. So like, is it possible to make it sustainable?
I mean,
Absolutely.
I hate
Not
people
safely,
who
but
come
yeah,
at
you
me
do it.
with their feelings about how this is the right dose for me because I feel good. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That hormone doesn't make you feel good. The point of hormone replacement therapy is to make you stop feeling like shit. You're not supposed to feel good. That's like other parts of your life make you feel good, like self-actualization. Write a book. But like you don't take hormones to feel good. You take hormones to stop feeling
You
bad.
take oxytocin to feel good.
I don't take oxytocin.
I don't
for
either,
shit.
but I should.
No, if I ever had to breastfeed, then I'd experience oxytocin. Until then, I'm gonna go without it.
No, I feed babies all the time. It's wonderful.
From your nipple?
No. The fuck,
Oh,
dude?
well, that's what I'm talking about. Oxytocin
No, he's on
is for
Trend. He
making
lactates.
Oh, yeah, I
next
got
thing you
gonorrhea,
know.
guys.
oxytocin's the milk letdown.
Yeah, I know.
No.
You're like,
did not
I
know that.
know. Yeah. It's like the love hormone. It's because
It's also
women
love.
love what's sucking on their boob.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It also tightens the uterus after the baby comes out.
It does.
So-
Massage the fundus if you need to.
Relaxin and then
Is that why
yeah.
if you're trying to get a woman to deliver, she's supposed to have an orgasm since the oxytocin is released with the orgasm? Or is it just the spasm?
I mean,
Not
haven't really
during
asked many women
delivery.
that are having a
but
baby how
like,
many orgasms they're having, but
no, I'm not asking him that during the delivery. I mean, like going
Yeah.
into it. Like
I thought
trying to-
oxytocin
when-
dilated the cervix and relaxin and
Mm.
progesterone, or
something like that.
maybe the other way around. Oxytocin closes it up, and then progesterone and relaxin
That might
open
be
it
right.
up, I think.
I
Yeah.
haven't looked into that part lately. I don't do
Well,
deliveries.
No, man, it's been a long time, but I know we don't do any of that shit in deliveries anyway. It's like, how dilated is it? All right, sweet. All right,
Yeah.
let's deliver it.
Oh, they give
10
oxytocin to
centimeters.
delivery?
Let's go. You know?
Oh, I know that there's medicine you
want
can
it,
use
you
to
know.
make it happen faster, but
Yeah.
it's been about
mean-
20 years since I've done it, so I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remember the other parts.
I just like
Yeah.
the way the moms put together their plans and how they want the room and all that stuff is always just really like neat to see. It's like, I want 3 eggs in here or some weird shit, you know?
3
3
eggs? What?
That's a superstitious thing, maybe.
I think so. I mean, you know.
3 eggs.
Oh,
Odd. Okay.
there's like a ritual chamber in the corner.
I don't
That's
know.
fun.
I don't ask. I just look at the list.
Altar over
Are
there.
they snake eggs or griffin eggs? It's like, I need a griffin egg, or I'm
Dragon
not
eggs.
putting
Come on,
this
man. We're
baby
literally
out.
on House of the Dragons. Dragon
I'm gonna
eggs.
watch
Dragon
it
eggs-
after this. I'm gonna watch it after this podcast for you.
Dragons
Todd, I
are
swear
too
to God.
expensive.
Have you
man.
seen any of House of the Dragon?
Well, no, that's the
I have
point.
not seen any of it.
None of it. Okay.
That's
okay.
why.
All
That's
right.
why it'd be a good thing.
I
is
think
just
you
start
should
with
wait
House of
3 more
Dragon.
episodes just so we know for sure that's not going to suck. Because I really
No,
feel like it's going to
no.
go bad.
But he
Season
can
1
go
was
to
good.
Season 1. He's never watched it.
I know
He can
that.
go to
But
season
guess
1.
what? Season 1 was pretty good. There's some
Yeah.
problems, but it's pretty
All
good.
right.
Season
Okay,
2
so
was pretty good for a while, but it ended 2 episodes early, which we just got. So now he's got 2 seasons to watch.
Nice.
Oh my god!
So he's perfect.
Josh,
right
you're
now,
killing
he
me
has
here.
enough to watch 2 full seasons.
I
You
keep
just
it real,
admitted
motherfucker.
the first season's good, so just let him watch the first fucking season, and then if he watches the second season, even better. He's got to start.
I'm just gonna
somewhere.
let you guys control my TV from
What
now
I'm
on.
telling you,
That's
though,
what
is
you
you've
can just
now got
throw on
2
whatever you
seasons
think
to
I should watch.
I'll control everything.
You've got
Just
2
let me-
seasons to watch. But what I'm telling you is the way Game of Thrones works is usually very good, very good. Oh shit, crash into a mountain. We're gonna have to eat each other.
Hold on.
Stop
Right.
watching it.
Don't listen to him. He's too picky.
Yeah.
Just watch the fucking House of the Dragons. You'll love it.
Trust me.
Let's just
Yeah.
take
Okay,
So
I'll do it.
I'm
I'll do
telling
it. I'll do
You
it.
will.
First 2 seasons
sure.
are ready, but trust me, it might go bad. They're
You're
really
too
into
picky.
this Alicent and Rhaenyra being the main characters, man. I don't.
Oh my god, dude. Do not listen. If you don't shit all over it before he eats it, he'll actually enjoy the way it tastes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we like Game of Thrones. We thought it was good. You know,
That was
so
good 4
I think
seasons.
we
I
did
mean,
that.
Oh,
It's
you
well
did not
produced.
like it if you didn't finish it. Come on, you cut out after
Well, I just
4
don't have
seasons.
time to watch TV, man. That's
Oh,
the,
I
you
don't
saw
have
the first 4
time
seasons,
for
that's all
Game
you
of
need for Game of
Thrones. Oh, I don't.
I
have
wish
time for
I.
Game of
Soon
Thrones.
I will. Soon I will. I'm trying to make it as big as you, Todd. I'm working on it.
It was fun.
So, I'm in the
He's
trenches right now.
You're
You've
doing it
already
the other-
achieved what you needed to
Hold
do.
on.
You
You're
know?
doing it backwards, son. Like I
Yeah.
did not sacrifice the big stuff for the small stuff. I made sure I understood all I need to know about dragons and vampires and all that shit. Where do you think the fucking analogies come from? It's just
Yeah.
no matter
So
what.
the analogies were key to the fame, is what you're saying.
Yes.
I wouldn't say I'm famous, but the point is I communicate. So I can
Right.
figure out however their broken mind does perceive reality, shift my lens to then sync up with their nonsense and spoon feed them the shit they needed to eat. And I
Ooh.
only can do that if
Sense.
I've seen enough movies and shows, so I know there's
Mm.
some common ground with everybody.
Yes.
That is some crazy wisdom, man. Thank you for that. Yeah.
It's true, though.
Yeah, wow.
It's true, though.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I mean, that's the big comment I got on my last video was like, dude, I can't understand any of this, you know?
So the number
So-
one thing is when you talk to someone, you want them to do all the talking and you want to ask them questions about something they care about. So they get to talk about the one thing they like. So if everyone was autistic and everyone had trains,
so far.
it would be
Mhm.
boring, but everyone's got a different trains. So
Yeah.
if you know everything about everything, at least like a little bit, you can ask them insightful questions about their trains. Whether
Yeah.
it's, I don't know anything about fishing and hunting, but I can relate with men about metal or about lifting or any other thing, right? But with girls, you really have to learn all this shit about girls that only girls know in order to be able to ask them interesting questions about the things they like.
What are the high yield things
Yep.
to know girl wise?
Shows.
Shows. Like Love Island and stuff?
Well, no, like that. Yeah, every girl watches that show. If you watch Love Island, you'd have like one up. But like, literally, if I wanted to compliment someone, I would just say like, "I love your shoes."
Yeah.
And that would be, and then I've complimented their taste, not their body. So
Yeah.
I didn't
Mm.
break through that barrier. It's like, but if it could be anybody, it could be like, let's say there's some dude.
Oh,
And
be careful
he's-
with feet compliments.
I don't compliment their feet, compliment their
Yeah.
shoes.
The shoes. No, that's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying.
No Quentin Tarantino.
Josh
shit
goes
here.
straight for the feet, right?
Apparently,
Nice toes. Nice toes.
Yeah.
Or you could
I like
compliment
them
their
feet.
hair or some shit.
Yeah.
Hair, whatever, jewelry, some decision
Yeah,
you
yeah.
made. But
Yeah.
know something
Yeah.
about every subject.
Something unique and
and
not
then you
your
can
top
connect to
feature.
anybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you know so much shit about your given field, right? So your intelligence plus science, let's say that's a 10. You can't get any higher. But if they've got an intelligence plus science of a 3, then what the fuck is your 10 gonna do? Because to them,
Right.
everything you say is a 4. They don't know what
Yeah.
the difference between a 5 and a 7 level of complexity is. They're at a 3. So, but if you can
Right.
communicate with them, it's something they do like, then they trust you. Then they just believe you.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah,
talk
fair
over
enough.
their head and they don't trust you, they think you're trying to deceive them.
I just hear
And you're
baby
going to
Yeah.
talk over everyone's head.
Or bore
Yeah.
them. Or bore them, which is just as bad. You know?
Yeah. So like the first date, you don't want to just like start talking about non-genomic signaling or.
No.
I mean, if you're out with me,
It
yeah.
never works. Never works for me.
All right. Like seriously, like I wouldn't
That's
want a
funny.
girl to know I was a doctor or even that I had an Instagram account on the first date, because I'd want her to
Wow,
get to
the
know me
doctor.
and like me before
Before she sees what kind of monster you truly are online.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want them to actually like me before they watch me on TV and like, this guy's a dick.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair.
I feel like the doctor thing would totally kill though. If I had to
You don't
guess.
want it
So
to kill.
it depends, though.
No.
It depends.
No, they may
It's
want
like
to
you
know
don't
what
want a girl to know
hospital
you have money. It's the same thing. You don't
Well,
want you want them to like you for you. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's not bad. I mean, because like doctors, well, the point is like they want to know what hospital you work at. You're like, I don't work at a hospital. Now they think you're lying. You're not a doctor. Because in their world, a doctor works in a hospital.
Yeah.
They're not
Right.
smart
That's a good
enough to
point.
understand that there are doctors that work outside of hospitals.
Right.
Because the only doctors they've
good
ever
point.
met are inside of hospitals. So
Like, I'm a home
there's
nurse. People
on
don't
a
know about
first
that.
date, girls think you're full of shit. If you're single and you're good looking and you're a doctor, you have to be a serial killer. There's something fucking wrong with you. Or you're lying
Yeah.
and you're not really a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, there has to be like some vulnerability of some sort, some crazy factor. Yeah.
Right. So you just have to tone down on all the good qualities. They don't expect there to be a bad quality there. Then as they peel off the layers of the onion, they're like, oh shit, you're a doctor, or oh shit, this, or oh shit, like that kind of thing. You want those good things to keep coming. Because if you just throw down a resume like you would with a man, and they're like, okay, you've got this, and this, you're hired.
Right.
Let's go fuck. That would be a man's way of approaching a date. But that's not how girls do it.
I feel like
Wow.
if you kind of have like the fire resume though, and you give off like fuckboy energy, that can really help.
I don't know if I'd call it fuckboy energy. I guess but the point is like, if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt it's her loss, because no matter what the fuck she's looking for, you've got it, then you feel bad when they shoot you down. And you're like, okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. If you change your mind, I'll be over here doing calves, like that kind of thing.
Well, that's a lie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you're already lying on the first date. Tom.
Well,
That's no good.
You already look at your
My
butt,
cat-
don't you?
I start my leg day with calves.
Oh, really?
too.
Wow.
Do you like
I do too.
pre-fatigue the hamstrings and shit and go from there?
No, it's because it's the only I want to open up the ankle for mobility so I can get deeper on the squatting exercises.
I'll tell you why I do it. It's because I won't do it after I hit legs.
That's true. It's really it's really important
I'm not
to put
doing
calves
that.
first.
Yeah.
17-inch calves. I'll never
Well,
work
plus
calves.
the other thing is that at my gym I load up the calf machine all the way, so it's 850 pounds,
Jeez.
and
That's awesome.
so I'll be wearing shorts too. So it's like, not that girls are like, oh, I want to bang him because of his calves, but it's
They
like,
might say that. They
I
might
was
just
like,
say that.
if you're the only dude they've ever seen with calves that are vascular and shit, they're just like, wow, that's pretty cool.
I will say that my calves are definitely one of my better body parts, and I have never had a woman
I win
approach me
calves.
with,
This is
like
not a question.
nice calves.
I've
ever.
literally had women walk up to me in parking lots to say, I like your calves.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I've gotten nice legs before. I've never gotten nice calves before.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calves
I got
seem
a nice
specific.
legs.
Women
Nice
love
legs I've got.
calves.
Yeah.
It was, dude, your calves are fucking amazing. And I was like, thank you. And I kept talking.
Take
That's
it.
awesome.
Feel like
All
my
right,
Might be
body-
boys.
compliments
I
once a
gotta
decade, so you gotta
land
hold
the
on to
plane,
them.
guys. I gotta
Yes.
head out.
Oh, no.
So,
All right.
yeah. But
All
this
right,
is
Sean,
a
it
good
was
sign
nice
because
meeting
we've
you.
been talking for an hour and
Nice to meet
15
you, Todd.
minutes,
It's
and
fun.
it was like 10 minutes.
Nice
So
to meet you, Chris.
I'll see you,
Yeah.
Chris.
Yeah, good to meet you,
Me and
Josh.
Hey,
Chris
Todd, is
go
it cool
way
if I
back.
text you? Josh
Of
gave
course.
Josh gave me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll
All right.
stay in touch.
yeah. And guys, we'll do it again next week if you all want. This is a standing
All right, cool.
invitation. It's a fun time. If this
Yeah,
is
I'd
a
love
good
to.
time, I'll set up another one.
All right. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, guys, click like, subscribe, put questions that you want us to answer, all that. And thanks for watching this insanity.
Before you go.